Hello and welcome back to Break Free Basics, where we try to simplify self-directed IRAs and solo 401ks. A lot of times with these accounts, people will talk about the assets that you are allowed to invest in: real estate, precious metals, farmland, IPs, royalties, really so many different topics, right? But oftentimes what gets kind of pushed to the side a little bit are the asset types you are not allowed to invest in, which there are a couple. It's not a long list, but it's a very important list. We want to make sure that your plan stays compliant and you're not making any investments that you shouldn't. So let's go ahead and dive in to what you are and are not allowed to invest in with these types of accounts. So the first one is going to be life insurance. And the reason that you're not allowed to invest in life insurance is because they serve kind of two different purposes, right? When Congress decided to start IRAs, the main goal was for people to focus on their future selves and have a larger nest egg for their retirement and be better off for that, right? When it comes to life insurance, although important, completely different purpose. That is to benefit your loved ones. If anything happens to you, you pass away, to make sure that they're taken care of. So they don't want those to commingle or intertwine in any way, because basically the benefits are for two different people. So for IRAs, life insurance policies, not going to be allowed. The next one that often confuses people is going to be shares in an S corporation. And I know you may be thinking, well, I'm allowed to invest in like Walmart or Apple for my IRA. Why am I not allowed to invest in S corporations? And basically, it is because they have specific shareholder eligibility rules that make it a lot harder to invest using an IRA. So S corp shares are going to be considered off limits on any self-directed IRAs, purely because it's just too hard to pick and choose which ones are eligible, which ones aren't. So they just blanketed it. So no life insurance, no shares in S corps. The last one, probably most common one that we're going to find, is going to be collectibles. These aren't allowed for a couple different reasons. One, if you buy, an artwork or a rug, classic car, anything like that, you're going to benefit from it, right then and there, right? If you buy a piece of art, you're not going to stash it away somewhere. You're probably going to hang it on the wall. If you have classic car, probably going to drive that thing around, right? The other reason collectibles are not allowed is because it's so hard to value different collectibles. And, maybe somebody pays something that isn't market value. We don't know if it's going to hold value long term. Classic example, Beanie Babies. In the 90s, they looked like a solid investment, and then people, I guess, realized they were stuffed animals. And the value went down. And if that was in somebody's IRA, you probably pretty sad. So no collectibles, no shares in S corps, no life insurance policies. And that's the list. That is the entire list of things that you are not allowed to collect in. Another thing I should mention, collectibles, that does include collectible coins. Now, that confuses people as well, because you are allowed to invest in precious metals. The difference is the IRS limits what precious metals that you can invest in. So collectible coins oftentimes are going to be not allowed. If you are interested in investing in certain coins or anything like that, always talk to a precious metals dealer. They can walk you through what's allowed, what's not allowed, to make sure that you stay compliant and everything is good to go. But yeah, that is the entire list. It's always more about who you're doing business with on these types of accounts instead of the asset itself. So it's always going to be no disqualified persons, no self-dealing. But when it comes to assets, as long as it's not on the list that I just said, it's going to be allowed. So run wild with it. Anything that you're interested in, it's up for grabs with self-directed IRAs. So that's all I had for you today. If you did enjoy this episode, if you found it useful, please continue to find us. Facebook, Instagram, follow us there. We have a free full form podcast called Break Free from Wall Street, where our host Nick talks to different industry professionals about how these accounts are used in the real world, assets that people are investing in. Find that on YouTube and Spotify. And if you really want to dive deep, as always, IRA123.com. You can find articles, videos, podcasts, different tools to help you out on learning about these types of accounts. Call, schedule an appointment. We want to educate people about this product as much as possible, because I think once you understand it, you're going to fall in love with it and want to sign up. So reach out to us, IRA123.com. This has been another episode of Break Free Basics. I am your host, Travis. Thanks for stopping by.